The dramatization you're about to see is based on an actual, investigated, and documented case history of psychic phenomena. It is the next step beyond.
Sorry is easy. Changing is hard.
All right, you're right. I haven't been home till after 8 o'clock for the last couple of months. All right. And I do go to sleep on the couch usually every night.
You always go to sleep on the couch. You're not a husband anymore. You're a machine, a money machine.
Well, we both wanted the things that money can buy.
We thought we did, Paul. But if the cost is our marriage, you... Oh, Paul. Am I kidding myself? Didn't we have more fun when we were first beginning? When we were always together? When we were broke and struggling?
Yes. Yes, we did. We used to talk to each other then. Remember? Some nights we'd stay up all night long.
We're talking now? I'm not being fair to you. You love your work. I'm always telling you what to do.
Come on, Caroline. Don't you know that I know what I've become? I've become a workaholic. Oh, yeah. I need to get some kind of balance in my life.
Only if that's what you really want.
Guess what? You know what I want? I would like us to go back to the beginning. All the way back. When we were friends. And lovers.
I'll buy that. Friend. Oh. Tired? Tired of driving?
Yeah, a little bit. It's not so bad, though.
You know what I'm gonna do the first thing when we get home?
What?
I'm gonna take driving lessons. So on our next vacation, I can take turns at the wheel with you.
I'm gonna take husband lessons. Starting right now.
Paul and Caroline Adams. They're on a vacation trip that is actually a desperate attempt to save a marriage that has been very troubled for a long time. They will soon find themselves taking a detour, a very strange detour, in their lives as well as in their route. They are, in fact, embarking on a journey so bizarre and shocking that neither of them will ever be the same, ever again.
Seems what? How could it look familiar? We've never been within 100 miles of this place.
Turn left.
What?
The next turn off. Just be on.
Honey, why can we turn left? It says we should turn right on the map.
There it is. There it is. Left. Turn left, Paul, please.
Sweetheart, where exactly are we going?
Just around the curve. We're going to come to a narrow bridge.
Wait a second.
And we go across the bridge, and we make a right. Right across the bridge.
What are you talking about?
And there! Look, just ahead.
Caroline, how did you know this bridge would be here?
Just keep driving, please.
Caroline, driving to where? What is the matter with you?
Please, keep going.
And left you there, even though she doesn't know how to drive a car.
Yes. And her voice.
Right. With a Spanish accent.
It wasn't her voice at all. And she was speaking Spanish.
Miss Adams, how long have you been married? What? Yeah. Obviously, there's a great deal that you don't know about your wife.
Listen, I know that she's never been here before. I know that she can't drive a car. I know that she doesn't speak Spanish. And I know it wasn't her voice!
But you know those things. Then how do you explain that?
I can't explain anything. She must be going through some kind of emotional breakdown.
Emotional breakdown?
Yes.
That suddenly teaches her how to drive a car, how to speak Spanish.
Look, I know it sounds weird, it must seem crazy to you, but you gotta find her.
Sit down, Mr. Adams. We'll go over this calmly and...
I don't want to sit down, and I don't want to calm down. You have the description of the car and the license plate number. Do something.
I'll do something when it makes sense to me, sir. Okay, I'm going to put out an APB on an all-points bulletin. I'll have her picked up and brought in. Is that all right? All right? Okay.
Adams?
Who?
May I see your operator's license?
What's the matter? I wasn't speeding.
Your operator's license, please.
This isn't my purse. Where's my...
Step out, please, Mrs. Adams.
Not your Mrs. Adams. What's the matter? Are you crazy, too, like that idiot at the dam?
Step out, please.
Madre de Dios, ¿qué pasa con todos?
The car.
What is this?
Inside.
No, not until you tell me what you...
I'd rather not use these.
All right. Basta. Idiotas.
Caroline.
Get away from me! Who is this crazy man?
He says he's your husband.
What? And you believe him? My husband is Maria Robles. I never saw this guy until he jumps at me at the dam. Never.
Then you're Mrs. Maria Robles, is that right?
At last, someone is making sense.
Gates, would you take Miss Robles in the other room, please? Thank you very much. I don't know what's going on here, Mr. Adams, but I appreciate it if you'd fill me in.
You'd appreciate it if I would fill you in?
Yeah, that's right, that's right. Maria Robles was killed 3 months ago.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. She and her husband, pretty feisty couple. They used to send my officers over there at least twice a month to break up their brawls. And for a while, they'd be a perfect loving couple until the next time. I used to think it was funny. Until we found Maria's body in a river, 1/4 mile downstream from the dam.
You mean the dam?
Yeah, yeah. Killed by a blow to the head and her body dumped in a river.
Killed by her husband?
We don't have a murder weapon, but the DA thinks he can convict without it because it was pretty obvious what happened.
Look, I don't know about any of this, but all I know is I got to get my wife to a doctor.
Yeah, I'm afraid what you need is a psychiatrist.
Well, whatever I need. I don't know any doctors around here, let alone a psychiatrist.
Well, she's not about to go with you in her present state of mind. Now, look, all I can cite her for is driving without a license. Now, that doesn't give me the authority to hold her.
Driving without? What about her thinking she's somebody else?
That hardly constitutes a crime, now, does it? On the other hand, if I can get a medical opinion stating that I have to hold her for her own personal safety. Hey, there's a doc. He's got an emergency hospital a couple of miles down the highway. He's a pretty sharp young fella. Now, I'm going to call him and see if he can provide us with the legal means.
It's not like anything I encountered in medical school, but she does seem to be suffering from some sort of hysterical condition.
What happens if you tell her about Robles? Hit her with the hard facts.
It's difficult to tell under the circumstances, but it might not be a bad idea. That is, with your permission, Mr. Adams.
You can do anything you want.
Gates, would you please bring the lady in? Mrs. Robles, Dr. Green.
Hello.
What? Why are you holding me here?
I'd just like to ask you a few questions, like, where were you going when the officers stopped your car?
Home? My husband is waiting for me.
Your husband, Romero.
See, I told you.
I don't believe so. He's in the county jail.
What for?
For the murder of his wife.
Is everybody crazy?
Mrs. Adams, he's standing
This sedative will keep her under for at least 12 hours. I'm going back to the hospital. I'd appreciate it if you'd call me when she comes to.
Yeah, right.
What exactly is Robles' version of how his wife died?
Well, he claims that they took the camper down to the riverbank that night for a cookout. And she found the lipstick in the camper belonging to another woman. They had a row about it. Suddenly she takes off and left him there. Well, he said that he searched for her all night. The next morning, after he reported her missing, we found her body in the river, right below where he said they parked, with her head bashed in. Now, obviously, dumped the body in the river to make it look like accidental drowning. But because it was the blow in the head that killed her, there was no water in the lungs.
Okay. Call me.
Yeah.
She's the same when she wakes up. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Why didn't you grab her?
I thought you said the sedative would last 12 hours.
Absolutely impossible. Somehow she seems to have overcome the effect of the drug. Whatever it is that's working in her is stronger than the sedative.
Well, she seems to be doing just fine. She apparently knows exactly where she's going.
Paul, are you certain she's never been around here before?
I stake my life on it. She's never been 500 miles.
This is incredible. I've read about this kind of thing before, and I've heard about it happening. I didn't believe it then, and I don't believe it now.
I can't do that. I'll take the responsibility. Let her in.
Tian! Oh, puedes perdonarme. Claro, es mi culpa. Si no me hubiera oído, nada de esto hubiera pasado. Pero, te amo.
Who is this woman?
She says she's your wife.
Mi corazón.
Her voice.
What? What about it?
It is Maria.
You have no right to do this to him. Homero didn't kill nobody.
How do you know this?
I run from him. I run and run up the hill. I was so mad at him. I run and crying like a fool. And in the darkness, I don't see how close I am to the edge until I fall.
At the dam?
Come, I show you. Aquí! Aquí! This is where I slipped. And there, that is where I hit my head.
Hit your head where? Exactly.
There! Then I fall into the lake and am washed down. There! And my body was thrown into the river. There!
Certainly looks like blood to me.
Yeah, the shape of the rock could fit the indentation in Maria's skull.
If the blood type matches that of Maria Robles.
And it makes sense. Yeah. Hey, the water line 3 months ago was right up in here. Now, that concrete retaining wall was not there. They were replacing a chain link fence. She comes to the edge, doesn't realize there's nothing there. Over she goes, she hits her head on a rock and kills herself. That's why there was no water in her lungs. The body rolls down into the lake. The force of the spillway carries it right down into the intake tunnel. It comes out with great force the other end, breaking every bone in her body. Now, that makes sense to me. That makes sense. But how could she know that? Huh? How?
I don't know.
story.
How did I get here? The last thing I remember, when I was...
We took kind of a detour. And we've both been through an awful lot. It seems like I only begin to appreciate something when I'm about to lose it. Sergeant, Dr. Green, my wife Caroline.
Mrs. Adams, glad to meet you.
Maria Robles' dead body fell into the lake, was washed down that spillway, drawn into the intake tunnel, and ejected with great force from that waterspout, breaking every bone in her body. But how could Caroline have known that? Well, like most of the recorded and fully documented case histories of possession, this one occurred for good and specific reasons. For not only did the soul of Maria Robles succeed in clearing her husband of a murder charge, the experience proved to be a catalyst for a new beginning for Paul and Caroline. And although she may never fully understand how she became someone else for those 4 incredible hours, Caroline and Paul and Maria Robles will always be very grateful that she took that next step beyond.